Hello, and welcome to Find You Fridays with me, Lorene. Yes, trying something new. Don't know if that worked completely properly or not. Just a little bit of a tweaky here and there, but that's okay. We've got to do these fun things from time to time just to test the waters and see how things are going. Oh, hello, Melinda. How are you, my sweet lady? I hope you've had a great day, week. I'm feeling very bright and shiny and bubbly and all the rest of it. I've had my bars run today, so I'm very, very, very happy with that. Oh my goodness. So how has your week been, Miss Melinda? Just because it's a holiday. Absolutely. I realized that they've gone and done some cool things in StreamYard where I can now do moving backgrounds. Ooh. Sorry. I'm just like, yay, let's do something new. And then I remembered about the music thing and I thought, that could be a really interesting way to let people know I'm on my way in. Even if I'm not quite there yet, I'm coming. I'm on my way. Hi, Debbie. Had a huge and busy day at the hub. You're coming up to not quite shadow period yet of the old of the next moon, but yeah, I suppose it's Friday. Maybe it's an off week for payments, benefit payments, and that's why Fridays are so busy sometimes. Yeah, it's good to keep busy though. It's very good to keep busy. Yeah, so let me have a look. What did we have in our reading last week? That's a really interesting question. There we go. Had to have a look at that for a moment. Ah, interesting. Interesting. So last week was, well, this week just gone, it was all about seeing things from a different point of view, using our imaginations, but also knowing that the harder parts are kind of done. Like we're coming out of our little cocoons and we're being wrapped up with love and just sending us on our way. So hi Christine, hello. Yeah, physically worn out this evening. Oh, sending you lots of love, my love, my sweet. So yeah, it's certainly been an interesting week. I'm really, really thrilled that I have had some lovely, peaceful, calm moments. I've had some very long moments. I've had a real mixed bag this week. So I'm happy to be here. Alex is home, so we shouldn't hear Buddy tonight. So he's nice and calm and relaxed at the minute. And even though Alex is very, very, very tired himself. So it's going to be a nice, peaceful, cruisy evening, I feel, which is nice. All right, so let's have a look at our weekly reading, get us all warmed up. Warmed up. Oh, maybe they want to come out to play. We might end up with some other cards coming out to play. We'll see. Not right now, though. So, yes, I know, being physically worn out. Yeah. I did a couple of very early starts this week and late finishes and stuff like that. Yes. On Tuesday, I had to be leaving home about 6:15 in the morning, which means definitely had to be up by 5 o'clock so that I could be up and out the door by 6:15 to get over to where I was dropping off my work car. And then I didn't finish that day until 5 o'clock. And that meant I wasn't home until 6:30. So basically that was a 12-hour day. The day before was a very similar day. It was an 8 o'clock start, but I had to leave at 7. So yeah, it's funny. It's just been one of those weeks where it's been full on. There's been a lot going on. And somehow we made it here to Friday. Somehow we got there, and it's all good. It's all good. We've done good in the world. We've made it to Friday. We're here together. We can sit back, relax, chill. Yeah, it was 2 very huge days back to back. I got a little bit of a reprieve on Wednesday and was all finished up by 3:30, which was lovely. And then on Friday was another early start, but again, I was finished by 4. So yeah, it's full on, lots and lots and lots of kilometers this week, lots and lots and lots. So it's all good. It's all good. The travel certainly adds a little bit. Like my actual working hours or paid working hours was just over 30 hours in 4 days. But you add on to that another 2 to 3 hours of driving on every single day. It's like if we go 3 hours, 3 fours are 12, there's another 12 hours on top of my 30. So that's a 42-hour week in 4 days. So yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot, but it's a good thing. I love my work. I love getting out there into the community and doing things and seeing people and keeping my body active and moving. And it feels really, really good to be able to do that. So yeah. All right. So let us get stuck into this reading. Today, of course, is the 23rd. Oh, we've got an auspicious day tomorrow, 24/8/24. I love those numbers. I must actually have a look at what the angel numbers for 4444 are, because I saw that today. That was my odometer. Did 4444 for me. So what are we going to have for this next week from the 24th of August through to the 30th of August? Hi, Catherine. Yeah, lots and lots and lots of driving. And today I was out at Greenwith. I went to Hahndorf and then back home, and then went out to Greenwith and then came home. Just can't get enough. But today, so from Friday through Sunday, I drive my car, and I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. My work car is getting better and better each time. She's had a lot of work on her now, and she's getting much better. And she's almost pleasurable to drive now. Just got a couple of little final tweaks to do. Okie dokie. But it's one of those things when you have previous workmates that have not actually taken care of the equipment. I said previous because they no longer work for the company. All right. So let us have a look. Alrighty, my friends. I think we're up for a really interesting week. I think we are up for a very interesting week. In a good way, but a very interesting week. Yeah, to give you an idea, on Thursday I went from, for Adelaide people, you'll maybe understand this, so I went from Mount Barker to Elizabeth Vale, all the way down to Hectorville, and then back home again. So lots of driving. And we love it. All right, so this week coming up for the collective, this weekly reading is for the 24th through to the 30th of August. The first card that we've got is spiritual understanding. So I'm bringing you esoteric information and symbols, helping you to understand spiritual truths. So when I see this card, that tells me that we're going to see lots of those numbers. We're going to see symbols. We might see colors. You might see a lot more, not so much like last week we were talking about the feathers and stuff from our loved ones. This is more, the higher consciousness side of us, just saying, hey, here's a little bit of a road sign. Keep an eye out for this one because it's coming your way. Take note of this. It's some information for you. And the thing is that we may not always consciously understand the information as it comes through. Like I mentioned before about the 4444. I can recognize it, I see it, and now I have to go away and find out more about it. So if you see stuff like this, these symbols, the tree of life symbol might come up for you. Maybe it's these, look like constellation type symbols coming up for you. Take note. Also, when you go to sleep, as you're drifting off, you might actually see some symbols come through in that state as well, because that's when the veil is quite thin between your conscious and your unconscious mind or subconscious mind. And it's the time when the two can actually talk and you can be aware of those two states, and that's where information can come through then from the higher consciousness levels through to you too. So take note, and just if you do start to notice things like that coming through, maybe try to make a mental note, or maybe open one eye and jot it down somewhere. But yes, the symbols are going to come through a little bit more thickly and fastly this next week. If you're somebody like me who has loads and loads of ideas and maybe not sure which one to pick up on, or not sure which direction to go, and you're sort of going, oh my gosh, I don't know, and it feels like it's a now, but it's not a now, but it's like it's got that bit of a push me pull you feel to it right now, that's totally okay, because we've got the patience card. It is one of my personal most loathed cards. Patience is not one of my virtues, but it is one that I am having to learn this lifetime, and have that comprehension, and you'll understand at the end of everything happens when it's meant to. And we can't force anything. So we can certainly push things away with our thoughts, our feelings, our points of views, our belief systems. If we are working with something like creating and manifesting and actualizing on something, and then all of a sudden we just go, oh, it's never going to happen, and we give up on it just before it comes through to fruition. This is where the patience card comes in. It's like you've got to tap into beyond your fears, because when we just give up on stuff, often it's our fears that are playing out rather than being in full trusting of the process. So patience is the key this week. The next card that we have is, along with the patience card, is breathe. And it's so funny because we get told to breathe, and then we're like, well, of course we breathe every day, we couldn't live if we didn't breathe. But here's the thing: when we're stressed, when we are frantic, when we are in fear, our breath goes to our upper chest, it doesn't go to our bellies. And of course, the majority of your organs are below your chest line. They're below the heart line. The majority of them are all down there, and they all need lots more oxygen. And if you don't belly breathe, the oxygen can't get to the rest of your organs as well. And the blood needs to go down there fully oxygenated. But if you're breathing up here, the air, the oxygen doesn't get to the rest of your organs very well. And so your organs are under stress, and then that releases cortisol in your brain, and that creates even more stress and makes your muscles tight and tense. And that's not fun for anybody. So as we breathe this week, while we're remembering to be patient, so if somebody's trying your patience this week, breathe. Count to 10 and breathe in. Do some box breathing. I've just finished reading, or rather listening to a series where they were talking about the Valkyries and the type of breathing that they used to do. And they used to do a 6-count breath box breathing. So it's like you breathe in for 6, you hold for 6, you breathe out for 6, you breathe in for 6, you hold for 6, you breathe out for 6. And I guess you hold for 6 at the bottom. Maybe they did triangles, but anywho, it doesn't matter. And it just calms the mind. It truly does. It calms the mind. And it's like, this is a concept that they actually use in the military as well, as the box breathing. So breathe is a very, very important thing for calming the mind. It releases the dopamines, it calms the cortisols, and it allows the body to think laterally instead of just being straight down, blinkers on, straight logic mind. It allows you to stretch out and just go, okay, what am I truly aware of here? And to go, oh wow, I can see that now. I can see that that comment was coming, that negative comment from me was actually, well, towards me was actually not even about me. It's that they've got some stuff going on in their life and they don't know how to deal with it. Okay, so they're just projecting their frustration or their anger or whatever onto me. All right, cool. Not cool. But from that space, you can then go, oh, how can I better support that person rather than resisting and reacting to them? And that comes up to the brilliant idea. So as you breathe, you're going to be able to think more laterally and have those lovely, brilliant ideas. See how this is just flowing so nicely this next week? But it all comes back to you. Okay, it comes back to you taking responsibility for your energy levels and where they are sitting. Because as you are moving through this week, I do get a sense that there's going to be still some moments there where people are going to be challenging you, but it's going to be like, it's okay. Peace, peace and calm, because everything is in divine order. Remember what I said about this card here? Patience. And everything's going to happen when it's supposed to. That's your divine order card coming out. And everything is how it needs to be right now. Look past the illusion and see the underlying order. Also remember, some of your asks, some of your manifestations require a hell of a lot of different threads to be pulled by the universe and or your team. So it's like, as well as you being ready to receive it, you've got to be in alignment with whatever you're asking for, whether it be big or small, it doesn't matter. It's like you have to be in alignment with that. And if you're in alignment, those threads will be able to be pulled with a lot more ease. But if it's something really big, it's possibly going to take a little while for all the different elements to come into alignment with that. So it's okay. That's where you've got to have patience. You've got to have trust, and you've got to breathe. When you start feeling those little fears bubbling up, you've got to breathe and just go, okay, I acknowledge that. I see you. I see what's going on here. We've got this. We're okay. And that leads us into our yummy card. Ooh, I'm going to have to put this in for a bit more of a refresh, I think. Mental note for later. Tenderness is going to be your theme this week. So again, it's looking at things from a lateral point of view, that lovely, brilliant idea. Look at things from a different point of view. Come from that space of tenderness and compassion, and you'll be able to see those energies, see the people floating through your world from a really different space. So it's going to be a really nice week. There's going to be some moments there where it's a little bit challenging. That's part of the reason why they bring up the breathe card, because if you didn't have to remember to breathe, you'd probably be fine. You'll just be cruising the whole week. But we've had just so many energetic changes over the last few months. We've had the solar flares, we've had Mercury retrogrades and all the other retrogrades. We've had the Lionsgate portal. I think that's closing yesterday or today or something like that. We've had full moons and new moons, and just there's been so many shifts and changes in consciousness over the last 6 months. And if you're like most of my very psychically, wonderfully, intuitively, spiritually aware friends, you've probably not felt like getting out and doing much with anybody over the last 6 months. And you felt a little bit more hermity. I've certainly felt like that. I've had to stretch to get out of the house some more. And that's okay, because there's a lot of us who have all felt the same. And it's like we're all just taking a little quiet breath away from doing the peopling thing. Like, you just sort of got to do what you got to do. You get through that. And then it's like, okay, yeah, now, yeah, I'm just going to sit down and just chill for a while. And that's okay, because I do get a sense, and this is something my friend and I were talking about today, that we are coming out of it now. It's like we've all been in our big old hermity cocoons, and we're all starting to come out of it now, because the big unraveling that's been going on for the last 6 months is certainly starting to settle now. And it's like, okay, like we've all, you guys saw me go through one of my big upgrades, as you know, through my sinuses, my third eye, my eyes, my ears. I know others of you have been through big upgrades over the last 6 months too, physical upgrades. My friend had a big upgrade happening throughout her sacral chakra area, through her hips and things like that. You know, I had mine there. I've had people go through them through their throat, through their heart areas. There's just been big upgrades happening. So if you really take this moment to reflect over the last 6 months with your health, has there been lots of sixes today? Interesting. Has there been some moments there where you've felt like an illness or a certain part of your body has just taken a really long time to heal or shift through the healing process, the moving of energy, if you want to talk about it that way? And as you were healing, did you notice that there were certain old things that were coming up, old traumas that were coming up, that were just like, where the fuck did that come from? Because all of that is very indicative of the last 6 months, for sure. And I do get a sense that we're starting to come out of that now, which is going to be just so lovely. So lovely. So let's take a quick picture of this one so we can reflect on that one for next week. There we go. Beautiful. Lovely. I don't know if I said hello, Edwina. I meant to say hello. Hi. I hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing very, very well. That was over here. Okay. Righty-ho, Christine. Your first cab off the rank today. So, do I have a past life with Dan? My classmate Tommy informed contact Dan as to the roof situation not done right. And in the same day, Dan texted me about a different situation. I told Tommy not going to contact Dan until emergency situation. Okay. Christine, can you just clarify, please? We can have a look and have about the past life with Dan. But the rest of it, I'm not entirely sure what you mean, love. So we can certainly have a look. This one. Let me hold it up so you guys can see. And show me the new. Cute. Okay, now, does Christine have a past life with Dan? Nope. That one says nope. Nope, doop, doop, doop. Okay, let's just have a look on this one. Okay, show me a yes. Thank you. Show me a no. Thank you. Truth, does Christine have a past life with Dan? That's still a no. All right. So same day Dan contacted me, the same day Tommy informed me to do. So two pendulums both tell me no. You two do not, like, you and Dan don't have a past life stuff. Okay. So what is your other question, please? If you could. Do I need to talk to him still about the roof? Can he help me? Who, Dan or Tommy? Okay, so the roof was done incorrectly by Dan. Okay. Okay. So to see if I've got this correct. So you're telling me that Dan has told you that Tadlock or Tommy, whichever one, did incorrectly did the roof, and you're asking if Dan can help you now? Okay. Hadlock did the roof, and Tommy, the lawyer, said to contact Dan, the engineer. Okay. So can Dan, the engineer, help Christine with her roof issue? Truth, did Tadlock do the construction of the roof wrong? That's a yes. Truth, is Tommy the lawyer trying to just give Christine the runaround? That's a yes. Truth, is Dan the engineer did Dan the engineer do the right thing? Yes. Okay. Truth. Okay. So you guys can see this as well. So truth, will getting a second opinion help Christine with her roofing issue? I'm getting a yes on getting a second opinion. Okay. I'm sorry, Christine. I don't know if it's just a language barrier today, but I'm not entirely understanding what you're asking me. So hopefully my questions and answers were along the right lines for you. So if an engineer has been, because I used to do construction, work in the construction industry, I'm actually trained as an architectural draftsman. Okay. So within that, I did touch a little bit on engineering. And so an engineer can be contracted to a company, like a contracting company, to do the calculations and stuff. So let me just double check that again. So truth, did Dan the engineer do the right thing? That's a yes. Okay. So wherever Dan fits into the situation, I get the sense that he does the right thing. And he doesn't intentionally try to break anybody's buildings by not engineering them properly. Now, whether the construction company itself has actually done the construction correctly, that's a whole other kettle of fish. So that is something that is more the issue. I get the sense that the lawyer is giving you a bit of a runaround, and it's on behalf of the construction company, because the construction company doesn't want to take ownership of their muck up. So that's what the pendulum is saying at the moment. So take that with a grain of salt. Please use your own awareness around this and perhaps seek a second opinion. Okay. Construction issues are a pain in the butt. And unfortunately, there are a lot of cowboys out there, and they do. And even if the main owner of the company is honorable and does everything and would expect the staff to do the correct thing, sometimes it comes down to the site foreman and whether he's trying to save a buck, whether that be because he doesn't want to if they don't want to pay all of that supply fees or whatever it is. So yeah, there's a lot of moving parts that go into a building and into even constructing a roof. There's a lot of different suppliers that are involved with that. And if you've got somebody who is cutting corners, then you need to definitely get an opinion on that, like an inspector. I'm sure you've probably already got a building inspector in there, and they will let you know. And then you should because you're in a different country to me, have the right to not pay until things are rectified. Okay. So if the original plans have been followed and they are correct, and if they've been followed and it's correct, then cool, pay the money. If the original plans have not been followed and are not correct, and have not been followed correctly, then you have absolutely the right to not pay until it is rectified. Okay, so definitely get somebody who's impartial, who's not connected to that particular construction company, and then you'll be sweet as. Okay, all right. Cool. So yeah, I mean, as long as they fix the issues, then cool. Then you can pay them. But and even after they say that they've fixed the issues, get an inspector out, get a building inspector out to double check their work, because if they're being sloppy and you're having to get them back, then definitely do a building inspection. Okay, get somebody who's impartial and not part of that to do the check of the works. There's nothing worse than a leaky roof. So thank you, Christine, for your question. I'm glad we got there in the end. That was a bit of a fun one to get us started for the evening. And Miss Mel, yay! I love doing yours. Can you please let me know what your question is? Hi, Miss Ruby Jewel. At the moment, I'm doing the people who have done a donation because they are super special Find You Fridays crew. And if you wish to be a part of the super special Fridays crew, there is a link to pay whatever you wish via PayPal. And it will be coming across the bottom of the screen around about coming up. Waiting for it. There it is. Yay. It's also tagged. Oh, mind you, you're over on YouTube. So it's in my show notes as well on YouTube. Okay. As to the PayPal link. Okay. So if you want to just have a bit more of an extended reading and stuff like that, then you can do that. Or you can wait until I do my poetry bits. Hi, Tony. I'm doing well. I've had my bars run today. I haven't had my bars run since I think the start of the year by someone else. So when you do body processes, you receive some of what you do. So while I have done a lot of gifting to other people over the last, 7 months, 7-8 months, I haven't really received a hell of a lot for me. And like there's been a teeny tiny little bits here and there, but not really. So oh yeah, Tony, look, we've been going for like 40 minutes or so. It's all good. So bars are a part of, it's one of the body processes from Access Consciousness. There are 32 points on the head, and each one of them are relating to different aspects of your life. And I used to teach the classes. I don't anymore, but I still love getting my bars run. It makes me feel light and bright and happy, and it just gives me really clear space. Often helps me sleep really well. It makes my face all like bright and shiny and colored and like all that sort of stuff. And all it is, it's they're just really lightly touched, and you hold them for a period of time, and it just they're just great. It deals with all sorts of things: money, cash, wealth. It deals with creativity. It deals with joy and sadness, of communication and aging, and there's a lot that it and healing. That's another really big one. Kindness, gratitude, peace, and calm. And it's a beautiful, non-invasive way of becoming very clear in your mind. And the more often you get them run, the more ease you have with your body, because it contributes to your entire body, not just your head, even though it's run on your head. And it's kind of like, if I describe it to you like this, like when we move through our days, and this is part of where, when we do the expanding out process, how I say that, like, we can get to be like this contracted, tight little pebble at the bottom of raging river of everybody else's thoughts, feelings, and emotions, right? It's basically, that's the visual representation of just walking through life. We are constantly surrounded by other people's thoughts, feelings, and emotions. It's energy. It is around us all the time, every day. And the more densely populated areas that you're in, the more you get it. If you watch any social media, you get it. If you watch a TV, you get it. If you listen to the radio, you get it. It's there's just thoughts, feelings, and opinions everywhere. And even if you're just driving down the street in complete silence, you still will be aware of the thoughts, feelings, and emotions of people around you, whether you can physically hear them or not. And sometimes that stuff just floats on through. It doesn't stick with you, right? But then there's other times where something will be attracted to an element that you have that you may not have processed yet, some old hurts or traumas or things like that. It'll float through and it'll get stuck in those bars. And if you can imagine, they're kind of like a hose pipe. So, for example, here on the temple here, we've got the healing bar, all right? And it's imagine it's a hose pipe that goes through your head. It's a bit graphic, but anyway, imagine that. And you've got the open end here and the open end over here. And as you're walking through life, the elements of healing, like people's thoughts, feelings, and opinions about, and belief systems about healing, you feel them, you perceive them, whether you hear them or not. And sometimes it'll stick like clag on the inside of your healing pipe because it resonates with something perhaps that's not been processed in you yet. And the more you get of that, the tighter and tighter and tighter and less flow the energy has, space for that energy to flow through. And when you get your bars run, it's kind of like a release valve as such, and it just allows all of that stuck energy to just go whoosh out of your brain and out of your body and out of that lovely bars pipe, and it gives you the space to be you, and you feel so much lighter after a session. And I know I feel so light, and it's just like, and I can breathe nice and deeply, like we're talking about in that reading, in the weekly reading. And I often have a lot of like really crystal clear ideas and thoughts, and I am able to do things like the show with so much more ease. I'm able to work with and be around people with a lot more ease, and it's great. It's great. So I used to facilitate the classes, but I haven't facilitated them since 2019. So it's been a while. And it's so good. And yes, it's a healing. Yeah. It's just one of the many body processes that Access Consciousness has. And like they've got, gosh, I've got one manual and it has like 60 odd processes in it, and they've expanded on it since then. So I remember the very first time I got my bars run, I had no idea about it. I didn't know a single thing about it. Was on the phone to a friend of mine who was up in Queensland, and Access Consciousness had done a lot of classes and things in Queensland. And my friend in Queensland said, "Lorene, it sounds like, you know what? I don't know much about it, but the bars is sort of ringing or pinging for me to tell you about it. Maybe you could see if somebody down there can run your bars." And so I Googled up, and I found a facilitator, and her name was Judy Valero, and she came out to my house and she set up the massage table and she took me through the processes. She said, "Do you know anything about this?" And I said, "Absolutely nothing." And so I lay down and she ran my bars for at least an hour and a half, and being my very first session. And she spoke a little about what she was doing and the processes, the process that she was running, what the different points meant and stuff like that. Most of it just went in and out of my head. But I sat up after that very first session, and I'd been dealing with a lot of grief type stuff at that point in time. And I sat up on the edge of the bed and I just went, wow, it's like every single cell in my body is happy. I don't think I've ever felt like that before. And she's like, wow, how does it get any better than that? And I went, I don't know. And she said, wonder what else is possible for you now? And I went, I really don't know, but this feels really good. So yeah, it's certainly a body process that I miss when I don't run it, or have it, or rather receive it directly. So it was so lovely to do an energy swap today where we ran it on each other. And you know, it's one of my very dear friends who's also been hermiting it for the last 6 months and bio-upgrading as well. So yeah, it's a great process and I always feel so amazing. And at the time, so I used to wear glasses from the age of about 18 through to what would it be, 40, I'll say, roughly. And maybe not even that, no, 38, sorry. So I wore glasses for distance, short-sighted. I was slightly short-sighted. And then I was doing a lot of bars work and gifting and receiving, and then working on other body processes and doing a lot of energy work. And my eyes cleared up. And so I haven't had to do haven't had to wear glasses at all for the last 10 years, roughly. 8 to 10 years. And then in the last 6 to 7 months, I've noticed my eyes have started to go brrr, and I'm like, ooh, something's not right. So I've actually got glasses again for driving, just so I can have a bit more clarity. But it was a really big indication to me that my body is requiring a lot more energy work again. I've upgraded, as you guys know, and now I have to allow my body to catch up to where my consciousness levels are. And to do that, I have to support it by doing more of this kind of energy work and energy swaps and stuff like that. So I will be bringing more of that into my world from today onwards. And however that looks is just cool. Like, I'm just really looking forward to it. Hi, Yali. Hi. So lovely to see you here today. So when your body does do wonky things and you start seeing breakdowns in your body, often it's because you got stuck energy there. And it could be your own, it could be someone else's. And there's a lot of tools out there to help release that off your system, which is really cool. All right. So now I'll jump back to, now that I've finished going blah, 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 about bars, I'll jump back to Melinda's question. Okay. And Melinda's team has just stepped in the house. You can always tell Lorene does a big yawn. Cool. How are you? Yule, how are you, my sweet? I am excitedly heading to New Zealand in October, but it's only for 5 days, so I'm afraid I won't have a chance to catch up with you, I don't think. But yeah, looking forward to that. Going over for my sister's wedding. She's going to be in the Taupo area, and I'm looking forward to that and hanging out with my soul sister. And yeah, I'm so excited. So I wasn't going to be heading back there for a while, and then my sister goes and decides to get married. I'm like, well, I have to be there for that. Can't miss that one, especially when she's marrying someone so sweet and so lovely and kind and honoring and gentle. And definitely we need more of that loving in the world, that's for sure. I think we're all done with the toxicity. We're all done with the patriarchy. We're just done. It's time for a lot more love and compassion and kindness and gentleness and softness in the world now. You know. Oh, got a lot of fun information coming through my back today. So how have you been going, Yule? Have you caught up with Karen lately? Been a hot minute since I've caught up with Karen. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. All right. Oh, yay. Give her a big hug from me when you see her next, because she's too far away for me to be able to get to this time. Too far. Okay. My phone is going bonkers, bonkers, bonkers. Okay. Oh, Tony. You did it twice, it looks like. That's okay. All right. Melinda, we got, what would my Invisi team like to share with me, please? So your first card that we've got for you, my love, is Act with Courage, Let Your Legs Guide You. So if you are truly tapping into your body and not from a space of fear, what would your legs be telling you other than I'm fucking tired? Well, that's good to know, Tony. So other than I'm tired because I've been on my feet all day, what other information could your body be sharing with you right now? Because there's some interesting stuff coming up. You know, is it your left side, which is your feminine side, that is a bit more achy? Is it your right side that's a little bit more achy? You know, that the right side is your masculine side. Is your feminine side saying, hey, you know, we can take care of your right side. It's all right. We can be calm. We can be collected. We can be happy and joyful and delicious and sexy and all of that sort of stuff. Or is your masculine trying to take over? And that's where you're getting a bit of a wonk in your hips or something like that. So I would definitely be having a look at what is like tuning in on your legs and seeing what they're saying, and beyond the obvious of I'm tired because I've been on my feet all day. Like, what else are they trying to show you? The next card that we got is to let go of comparison, embrace the unique you. So this is in regards to your working situation. So this is about you being amazingly beautiful, incredible you, just and really acknowledging the gift that you be wherever you are. So that is one of the things that is asking to be shown and seen right now, is just be the inspiration. It's okay if other people don't get you, and it's okay if other people don't understand your energy. It's absolutely fine. It's their problem if they don't get it. And those that care won't mind, and those that mind won't matter. You know, those that matter won't mind, those that mind won't matter. You know the saying, right? So what I'm saying is just relax into just being you. Don't try to be like anybody else, because there is no one else like you. And we don't need anybody else, you to be like anybody else. We require you to be you, because it's your magic. And the more you allow that to bubble up and be seen and all, like, you'll be inspiring others all the time. But when you sort of contract down, that's when your body's going to hurt some more. The next card that we got for you is to balance your commitments, promote equilibrium in all things. So again, the more that you are you and you're not trying to be like anybody else, the easier it's going to be for you to balance your commitments and just go, actually, yeah, no, that doesn't resonate for me. Yes, that does. Comes down to even points of views and like conversations in the workplace and stuff like that. You know, you get people who in the workplace who just want to big note themselves, and you can either roll along with that, or you can just go, and you can delicately or just politely say that you don't agree with their point of view. And it's totally okay to not have to agree with everybody and everything. We're not going to get hung up at the stake and burnt anymore. Okay, for having an opinion that is different from other people. Thank God for that. All right. Or the goddess. Thank goddess for that. The next card that we've got is uncover the hidden treasures. Sorry, uncover the treasures of your hidden heart. A rich bounty awaits. So I did some heart work today with my friend, and interesting things started coming up there. And so I ask you, if you were truly allowing your heart to be heard, your legs to be heard, your body, which direction would your heart like for you to go? Because those two aspects of you are very loud right now. You might even find that you're getting a little bit of heartburn and stuff like that. When our heart starts hurting, it does weird things. When we're not listening to it, when it's asking to be expanded upon, when it's asking to be cleared and listened to and tapped into, it'll do weird shit. Like, it'll give you a heart arrhythmia, or it'll give you heartburn, or that sort of stuff. It'll get like, you'll start really being aware of your heart, and it's like you might even hear it pumping or, you know, beating and doing its thing. You might just find yourself holding your heart space a lot more often. And if you do that, that's actually a really good sign that you're able to tap in and talk to your heart, talk to your body, and not just to it, but with it. So your team is saying, please start tapping into your body more and more and more. The next card that we've got for you is to stand up for your beliefs. The time to act is now. So if there's something happening in your world, and I'm getting a sense probably in the workplace, that is like going, no, that doesn't resonate for me, that doesn't work for me, and you've been battling with yourself whether you say something or not. Yeah. If whatever is happening is going against your belief system, then it's time to do something. It's time for you to pull on your big girl boots and be letting go of comparisons and act with courage. Okay, so quite clearly there's something that's up in your world, and whether it be work, your dad, it's kind of flipping between the two. Okay, so be magically, wonderfully you. I think your dad's stuff is probably always going to be there a little bit, but this one seems to be a bit more closer, a little bit more relevant, so more likely to be your workplace right now. That was my everything else going, yes. Speak up, be, speak up. Oh, that's lovely that you're posting him a Father's Day card. Forgiveness is your other card, your yummy card. So as you're posting your dad his Father's Day card, do some forgiveness work around it and embed the card. Imagine the card, the envelope, everything being filled up with unconditional love. Every letter that you write, imagine your pen has got unconditional love all through it, through the ink, everything. And you'll be able to just magically put the unconditional love through it. Does it condone his behavior? No, it does not. Does it invite him to some different possibilities? Absolutely it does. Will he take them up? Totally up to him. That's called free will. And this does not mean, even just by posting him a card, does not mean necessarily that you're opening yourself up to further abuse from him. But what it does mean is that you are now sitting in a space of greater consciousness that even no matter what he says, what he does, even if he never says thank you for the card or anything like that, you'll be able to just be at peace because you know you have done the most you can possibly do. Okay? So there's that. That's why the forgiveness card came out right at the end. But other than that, you got to strap on those big girl leadership boots. There's a lot of that going around right now. A lot of that. So, yes, exciting times indeed. And those of us who are being asked to step up, the messages are coming in very big, loud ways right now. So whether that be in the workplace, in a spiritual sense, in a business, your friendship groups, whatever. And the stepping up isn't about stepping into your masculine. It's actually about stepping into your feminine goddess softness as well. Yay. Thank you so much for your beautiful donation. I'm incredibly grateful for you, Melinda. And I hope that that helps in some way, shape, or form. All right. The next one that we have up is Edwina. And hi, Laura. Nice to have you with us. Edwina, if you could please pop your question into the chat, that would be amazing. Ooh, Melinda, you've got my energies flowing. My veins are sticking up. Those of us who are energy healers, you'll know what I'm talking about. Hi, Juanita. How are you going, sweetheart? So whenever I'm doing energy work these days, my veins, they stick up heaps. It's because the energy work is literally making my blood flow big, bold energy. And it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool because it's like it's like if I needed proof of what I was doing and how I was running, it's like, yep, there it is. It's all over my hands. And as soon as I stop doing the energy work, my veins just disappear. Like, it's so cool. I love it. So, Edwina, whenever you're, yay, there we go. Your spirit team. I love it. This is like our way of saying, can I have a general reading, please? Like, okay. All right. I just kind of like the way that you guys put it with your spirit team and your Invisi team. It's like, no. Who wants to come up with Edwina? Okay, cool. Ooh. Edwina's team is in the house. I still love these cards. God, I love them so much. These are the Heal Yourself cards from Ina Segal. And I love them. I love the color. Like, they're just so pretty, and they've got this purpley metallic on the edges, and they're just gorgeous, gorgeous cards. Certainly they're not a new set, but they're new to me, and they're kick-ass cards. I love them. So I'm curious of my lovely, beautiful Find You Fridays crew. She's amazing. Unfortunately, I won't be able to go to her show, I don't think, when she comes, and I have a funny feeling she's coming in November, because I'm now spending the money that I was going to go to see that is now going on New Zealand. Why can't I do both, you ask? Well, that's a jolly good question. Maybe I can create and manifest both. That would be amazing, wouldn't it? Yes, at this current moment in time, the funds have gone towards New Zealand and my sister. So, Tony. So my sister is getting married in a reserve around in the Taupo area. So I'll be coming into Auckland, hitting Hamilton, staying with my soul sister in Hamilton. We're going to then be traveling down to Taupo, staying with some of her family in Taupo. I'll be catching up with my eldest nephew in Taupo, going to the wedding on Saturday. We'll be going for a hike up to the Hooker Falls and to the hot pools and stuff like that, because oh my god, I've so missed Mountain Fred rivers and New Zealand bush and stuff like that. And then I will be traveling back up because I got to catch the flight out on the Monday. So flying in on a Wednesday, flying visit basically, and then back out again in October, sort of late October. So, jeepers creepers, Edwina. I don't know, Tony. I can certainly try. It would be really neat to catch up with you face to face. That would be really cool. Okay, let's have a look at this because Edwina, my sweet, yeah, it's so like short. All right, Edwina, we've got sadness is the first card that has come out. So it says it's easy to swallow your sadness and hide behind a fake smile, yet sadness can open the door to your heart and help you to access compassion. Okay. So when you can truly allow yourself to cry and feel sorrow over the loss of a loved one, a lost opportunity, a broken heart, or a friendship that's ended, you cleanse your soul and allow your heart to heal. Crying and feeling vulnerable can be a sign of strength, which demonstrates your connection to your body. To admit weakness can allow you to know yourself, embrace your limitations, and evolve. Be willing to let go of the cold walls of protection you have created, which make you feel empty and sick. You don't need to get lost in your emotions. Just give yourself time to feel them and let them move through your whole being, cleansing and purifying your heart, body, and soul. Okay. So when we push down things like sadness can turn to anger, and then anger can turn into resentment, and all those emotions can create dis-ease with the body. Okay, so while I was reading that, this lovely healing bar that I was talking about before, it was going off. It was like pinging. So if you're getting a lot of headaches and stuff around your temple right now, that's probably a pretty good sign you've got some sadness stuff going on and you're trying to heal your sadness. So the interesting thing is we actually have another 2 bars up, one here and another one here. And one of them is happiness and the other one is sadness. Okay, so I think the sadness is this one here, which is above the right eye. And when we are suppressing our sadness and not allowing it to process through, sorry, darling, I don't have zeal. If you hang around, I am mi amor. I do sort of a little freebie thing in a little bit, but I've just got a few paid readings to do first. So just hang around. You might find some of this information is relevant to you too. Okay. But yeah, when we are suppressing our sadness, we quite often end up with a lot of headaches and things when we're not processing our grief properly. And this is grief potentially from way back when you were a kid, unprocessed trauma. A lot of that has been coming up for people lately. So don't be surprised if you're just feeling fucking sad right now. And if you're feeling sad, allow it to come through, journal it, or find the ways that you can allow that sadness to come out. Try not to suppress it so it turns into anger or resentment. Okay, and just see what is it underneath that sadness that is making you feel that way. All right. The next card that you've got is, because as we know, I'm still getting used to this pack, so hence the reason why I'm reading and then adding to. Okay, we've got soulmate. Now, interestingly, this was actually reversed, and it still feels like it should be reversed, but I'll hold it up this way for the moment. Open your heart and invite sacred love. Your soulmate is not far from you. To connect with them, you need to open your heart, Call them in and have patience. If you are not ready to accept your soulmate, keep working on self-love. You will be drawn to your soulmate like a magnet and feel an immense sense of familiarity, like you have known them before. Your capacity to love will increase dramatically and you will experience higher states of consciousness. No one can touch your heart in the same way that a soulmate can. It is important to note that your soulmate will not necessarily be your partner. He or she may come in a completely different form than you have imagined, but they will offer you an incredible wisdom, growth, and expansion. Be aware that we connect with our soulmates when we are ready to truly evolve and move to the next level of consciousness and life experience. We attract them into our lives when we need to open our hearts fully and learn about unconditional love. Now, given that your team has put this card upside down, it means that you're more than likely blocking that energy from coming into your world and you're preventing yourself from upgrading your consciousness levels. Given as I was reading that, I was being aware of what parts were pinging a little bit more. So you have to keep working on your self-love and coming back to that place of sadness and see what is under that is being activated right now, because your team is saying this upgrade is coming and your levels of consciousness are increasing and you're in this bit of a loop at the moment with the sadness and the preventing things from moving forward. So let's see what other information they have for us about that. What else is preventing you from moving forward? And this next card I think is going to give us some clues. It's pride. Isn't she a bit of an awesome character? Whoa. You may be acting out of arrogance and vanity. Humility is the key. When you are prideful, you can become harsh and not conscious of your weaknesses. This can temporarily make you feel more powerful and superior to others, whilst at the same time cause you to be judgmental, unteachable, and hardened. Have you been fighting, quarreling, and disagreeing with others? Are you always trying to prove a point and defend your position? Do you think you are always right? By holding on to shadow pride, you are stopping yourself from progressing mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Stop overestimating your importance and learn to be humble. When you are too proud, you cannot hear other people's advice and cannot receive their assistance. Empowerment means that you can be soft, caring, aware, and gentle. Recognize that you need other people's support to achieve true success. So this is a really interesting card to come up, especially given the previous two, right? Because it's like, I can absolutely tell you that I have experienced this in my life too, where I have been in that space of pride, and it comes across a lot more like martyrdom, to be fair. And Melinda will tell you that I have that as part of my human design. I have a little wee element of martyrdom in there, which is definitely the pride side of things. And this is part of the thing that you're going to have to work through, of softening and learning how to see things from other people's points of views, that it's okay to be open and vulnerable and let other people see your softer side, your shadow sides, your sad sides. It's okay. It's if you can do those things and allow yourself to be more gentle, especially with yourself and those around you, others will come in. And like it said there, recognize that you require other people's support to achieve true success. And that includes the soulmate that they're talking about here, that you're preventing from coming into your life. Now, I have my soul sister. She's one of my soulmates. She's in New Zealand. She's my brother's ex. She's the mother of my eldest nephew and niece. She is definitely one of my soulmates. And we have had a long, many lifetime history where we have been the best of friends, the worst of enemies. We have done everything and anything to each other that you can ever imagine. We have killed each other. We have hurt each other. We have loved each other. We have just, like, we've been each other's parent. We have been each other's partner. There's so many different ways that we have explored relationship with each other over our lifetimes. And we both agreed that from this lifetime moving onwards, wherever we are, we will always find each other and we will support each other from this point onwards. Like, we've done all the other types, and we've realized that we are so much stronger together in our friendship moving forwards, and as soulmates moving forwards along the same path, even if we're, same, like, we're not together as romantic partners. So that's something that, just be open to that possibility as well, that there could actually be someone that's floating around for you, like, who's like that for you. But unless you soften, unless you are allowing yourself to open up and be vulnerable, and which means dropping that pride, it means being humble, being willing and to ask for help when you require it, and not just go, I can do everything myself. And you may not say it like that, but you might still have that same in you. Yeah, it's that little gremlin in there. That's the one you got to have a look at. The next card that you've got, darling, is, and it's upside down. So let's see what we've got. We've got cycles. Let's turn it upright so you can see it upright. So it's showing you the possibility. Life is cyclical. Sometimes things flow and other times they slow down. What cycle of your life are you in right now? What is the one area of your life where you require to focus most of your energy? Is it time for you to focus on your family? Do you require alone time to discover your true purpose? Do you yearn to open your heart and love fully, deeply, and passionately? Is this the time for healing and regeneration? Maybe you are completely ready to enthusiastically concentrate on your life purpose and put all your energy and effort into making your dreams a reality. Each cycle you encounter offers you fresh gifts, possibilities to learn and grow. The better you become at identifying the cycle you are in, the more flow and harmony you will experience in the choices that you make. Now, this was reversed. So, of the items on there that were certainly singing a lot louder than the rest, is about discovering your true purpose, alone time, to discover your purpose, yearning to open your heart and love fully, deeply, and passionately. Is like, all of these things were just like, she's not doing it. That's what she wishes for. That's what she'd like to have, but she's not creating that for herself right now. And as a result, you're not healing and regenerating as quickly as what you possibly could. Okay. So again, it's about flipping that card, softening, and asking for what you require. Okay. I see you and I feel you and I hear you with this. There's a lot, as a woman in this world, we have had to do and be a lot. And we haven't been able to be in our softness for a long time. And I'm not talking about just this lifetime. I'm talking about many, many generations. We have had to be so much in our masculine that our feminine almost got forgotten. And society contributed to that, family, all the belief systems that were floating around and have been floating around for many, many, many generations, hundreds of years. And we are now in a time where that's no longer acceptable. And I've just had the super nanny go through my head then. It's not acceptable. But along with that, we are having to reteach ourselves how to be in that power and potency, but also to know how to be in community and how to do vulnerability and how to ask and how to encourage the people around us, from our children to our partners to our co-workers, how to work as part of a team and to be co-contributors of the overall direction that you wish to all go in, whatever that is, whether it's at home or at work or whatever. And to invite others to support you. Like, as women, that's fucking hard when you've been in that role of being in your masculine for so long. But the cool thing is that the more you do it, the more you sparkle, the more that your light is shining, the more the uniqueness of you that shines. Oh my God, the people will just do so much more for you just because they enjoy seeing you so centered and happy within yourself. The next card that we got for you all, which is an interesting card, I felt, is Entrapment. It's an interesting card, isn't it? You're letting too many things in your environment control your life. You have drawn this card because it is time for a shift in your personal power. You are encouraged to take responsibility for your life and choose new ways of thinking that create change. The reality is that for you to make the changes you want, need, and desire, you require a system, daily discipline, and motivation. As long as you blame outside influences for any circumstances in your life, you are powerless. It's the government, your abusive background, the interest rates, and the bank's fault. The system that many ultra successful use is they read books every day, they listen to audios, they go to as many seminars as they can, practice recognizing others' achievements, and form relationships with like-minded people. So have a look at that. Where are you choosing you? And where are you not choosing you? Where are you choosing to blame others, including perhaps your partner, on what you're not able to do for yourself? If you truly chose you, what would that look like? What would your life look like? What would your relationships look like? Big questions, huh? Now, this comes along with the self-love part that we were talking about earlier. This one was also upside down, okay? So this is beauty, all right? I just love these cards. They're so gorgeous. Anyway, so I find it fascinating that they've put a lovely little snake up there in the corner. Now, being a reptile lover like myself, I see the beauty of a snake. I see the power. I see the potency, especially if it's a venomous one. But I also see the personalities. I see the gorgeousness of their colorings and all sorts of things to do with snakes. It's just so beautiful. And they invite us to a really different space. So let us have a look at what this card says. Recognize your inner and outer beauty. You are beautiful, special, unique, and attractive. When was the last time you looked in the mirror and felt good about what you see? Did you know that your features can literally change based on how you feel about yourself and your life? Your internal experiences are etched on your face and your body. People can feel your energy when you enter a room. When a person who is not thought of as being physically good looking connects to their own inner light, wisdom, and warmth, the glow that emanates from within makes them extremely appealing and attracts people and opportunities towards them. Focus on what you love about yourself and allow yourself to shine. If you are challenged by how you see yourself, this could be a perfect time for an internal and external makeover. So I'm going to read for you the action to do with this one, because remembering that this was upside down, which means you're either slowing down or blocking this element for yourself. So look at your face in the mirror. Acknowledge what is beautiful about you. It can be physical or spiritual. Ask yourself how you nurture your internal beauty. Do you allow others to see your light, your caring side, your kindness, and your warmth? Ask your body what it requires to feel healthy and taken care of. This could involve changing your diet, having a new exercise program, updating your wardrobe, getting a new haircut, and so on. Give it to yourself. And also the beautiful book, Pussy Reclamation, really, really help with this one. It's a challenging book, and it is one that is definitely best shared in a group, but you know, it can be just as effective if you do it on your own. So highly recommend that book for you. All right. These cards are kick your ass cards, so you're welcome. And I would absolutely recommend for you that mirror work every day for a month. Spend at least 1 minute every day looking deeply into your eyes in the mirror, not to judge yourself, but to tell yourself, I love you, and God, you look beautiful today, and all those sorts of things. When you can look at yourself in the mirror by the end of the month, and it may happen before that, and go, actually, you know what? My eyes are so beautiful. And look at my cute little button nose. And, oh, look at those little rosy cheeks today. When you can do that, you know that that card is going to have flipped around, and the sadness will start to ease because you're loving on yourself. So your sadness will feel more acknowledged too, because it's not being suppressed anymore. Okay? And then as you do more and more and more of that, that soulmate card is going to flip around too, because you won't be preventing other people from contributing to you, because you'll be contributing to yourself. The energy flows, like a lot of religions, and I spoke about this a few weeks ago, a lot of religions teach God or source or whatever you want to call it, others and then yourself. It's not correct. It is universe, source, God, whatever you, goddess, whatever you wish to call it, yourself and then others. So you've got to love on yourself. You've got to love on God or universe, source, goddess, Mother Earth, whatever you want to call it. Then you. Because then you can be the shining light and the beacon for everybody else in your world. You can then inspire them to continue to do that for themselves. You're a mum. You're an amazing mum. And you have to do this for yourself and for your children. If you struggle at times to do this loving on you for you, do it for your kids. Allow them to see the magic. Funnily enough, guidance is your word of your yummy card. Allow yourself to be in that position of leadership, of self-love. And it's not arrogant and it's not egotistical to do that. Okay. Thank you, Edwina, for your very, very kind donation. As is all the donations tonight, you're helping to keep this show running, and I am incredibly grateful for all of you. It is a real pleasure and an honor to be able to do this work, and I love it. All right. Hope that helps, Edwina. Okie dokie. Tony. Tony, my sweet, would you like to pop your question or questions, because you've put 2 donations in? Let me know how you wish to handle that one. And while you do that, I'm actually going to do a little wee bit of promotion and turn off the air conditioning system because I'm getting too hot and Alex has gone to bed. So, if you want to know how to get in touch with me and to do an online session, here we go. Oh dear. Yay, thanks guys. Oh, peppermint and licorice. Now here's a bit of a polarizing thing. Do you guys like licorice? I used to, like, when I was growing up, licorice all sorts was something that was very popular in my family. And I never used to like them. And I couldn't understand why everybody liked these licorice all sorts. So while we're waiting for Tony's questions to go into the chat, that would be helpful. If Tony is floating around. Otherwise, I'll have to jump back to her because we have one more person to do a reading for after that. So it wasn't until I was getting one of those ones that's like a sandwich. And okay, just a second. So it wasn't until I got one of those little sandwich ones and I thought, I wonder what would happen if I just pulled apart all the layers. And I realized what I didn't like was actually the coconut flavored ones, like the light colored ones. I liked licorice, but I didn't like the coconut layers. So licorice, I love licorice. And over here we have, I don't think I saw them in New Zealand, but they have these things called black cats. And one of my friends absolutely loves black cats. So quite often for her birthday or Christmas, I'll get her a packet of black cats. Yeah, I don't like the ones, but what I did like was the licorice ones with all the little blobby bits on, like the hundreds and thousands on top. They were fun. I liked them. Okay, let us have a look, Miss Tony. Yeah, I don't think they're a Kiwi thing. They're definitely an Australian thing though. So yeah, black cats. Maybe I'll have to bring some over with me. There's not too many things that are uniquely Australian, but that is one of them. Another one is the violet crumbles. They are similar to a crunchy bar, but they're actually way, way, way nicer. So, but if you're on a diet, none of them are great for you. If you're on a no sugar zone, then none of them are good for you. Oh dear. But yeah, the black hats are delicious, and the violet crumbles are really yum. I had a bit of a funny experience with crunchies back in my 20s, and where I had a middle ear infection, which then meant that I vomited up a crunchy bar because I thought that I was having a sugar low. So I ate a crunchy bar and it wasn't very pleasant coming back up, and I've never been able to eat them again properly since. So when I had a violet crumble, I was like, because somebody said, oh, it's a lot like a crunchy bar. And I'm like, oh God, I'm not going to like that. But no, they are nice. They're really tasty. All righty. It's a lot more like, how would you, it's more honeycomb flavor than crunchies are more, what are they? The words just completely gone out of my head. Nope, it's run away. It's run away. But yeah, a crunchy is a hokey pokey. So crunchy is more hokey pokey. A violet crumble is more honeycomb. So yeah, honeycomb, yum. All right. So let me have a look. Will my doctor prescribe me a BiPAP machine, and will the rest home hospital where I live be qualified to use it, or will I have to move rest homes? Lots of interesting questions there. Righty ho. So let's have a look. Sorry, show me a yes. Thank you. Show me a no. Thank you. Still fascinates me how this works. Truth. Will Tony's doctor prescribe her a BiPAP machine? Ooh, interesting. It's going round and round in circles. Undecided. Let me see if we can change pendulums, and I'll just rest my elbows down. Okay. Show me a yes. Thank you. Show me a no. Takes a bit longer for this one to change because it's a bit heavier. Thank you. So we're using the amethyst now. Okay. So as we know, amethyst is health and healing and all that sort of stuff. So to Ruth, will Tony's doctor prescribe her a BiPAP machine? That's a tentative yes. Okay, it's not swinging really, really big, but at the same token, this particular pendulum is heavy. So, okay, will the rest home where she lives be qualified to use it? Not yet. Okay. Truth, will they get qualified to use it? That's a yes. So they're not qualified yet, but they will. Will Tony have to move homes? Truth, will Tony have to move homes to accommodate her needs for her BiPAP machine. Interesting. So the pendulum is just going around in circles. So it's undecided. It's like it's not going to give us a yes or a no for that one. That last question is of if you'll have to move. Let me just check with, because obviously you don't necessarily want to move if you don't have to. So let me just check with the carnelian. Yes. And oh, thank you. So truth or will Tony's doctor prescribe her a BiPAP machine? Again, it's come back as a yes. Cool. Will the rest home that she's currently in be qualified to use it? Truth, will they become qualified to use it? That's a yes. So we're getting exactly the same answers. Truth, will Tony have to move homes, rest homes, to be able to cope with her requirements for her health? Again, it went no, and then it was like, actually, like this. So, with the rest home thing, and whether you would have to move or not, at this stage, it's saying no. Essentially, it's a no. You won't have to move. The staff will qualify, like they will upskill to be able to cope with your machines. And I guess being such an open-ended question of whether you would have to move to be able to cope with the requirements of your medical aids, sure, you could. And I think that's the reason why we're getting kind of like a roundy, like unsure, not really. Because, of course, there's possibilities. All the possibilities are open to you. But at the same token, it looks like you don't have to. It's just you might have to get a little bit more. I mean, you're already very proactive with your care anyway. I know that. I feel that. So it's like it's just a case of just keeping on it, then making sure that they are fully trained and everything, making sure that the supplier, like, and that comes through from your doctor and all of that sort of stuff, your specialist. Not a GP, because a GP, they're just a directory. They may as well be on phone boards these days. Don't get me onto GPs. But yeah, your specialist will make sure, like, just keep on them, okay? Just to make sure that the staff around you gets trained up properly. And it's not your job to train them. It's the supplier of the product, whoever you get that from. It's their job to make sure that the staff around you are trained. Okay. GPs, yeah, like I said, it's like they're just the switchboard directors from the old days. like, I don't know why. I have far more respect in a lot of ways for nurses. The nurses do so much more actual doctoring than what the doctors do, and I wish it wasn't that way. You do still strike the odd doctor who's like really, really amazing, and they actually care about their patients, and they do incredible work. Unfortunately, they're a lot more few and far between than what they used to be. So, okay, Tony. GPs don't know enough information for each person. Yeah, exactly. And because they are on 10-minute time slots, most GPs are on either a 10 or a 15-minute, and you can't get to know enough about a person in 10 to 15 minutes. It's like speed dating. You really don't get to know anybody in that time. So, yeah. Christine, I miss those doctors in those small town doctors. Absolutely. So before I continue on, thank you, Tony. Is that all the questions that you had before I move on and keep going for someone else and jump back to Christine's second question, because you did actually put through another donation there. And I am so grateful for you for being here and donating to Find You Fridays. And I will certainly see if we can catch up. It wouldn't be on the Monday. It would probably, if anything, maybe be on the Thursday, because I'm flying in on Wednesday. So, but we'll see. All right, we'll keep in touch. Ooh. We don't want to end the stream right now. Alrighty, Christine, yes, you're correct. You did do another donation. I just saw that just briefly. So let me jump back up to your question. Okay, progesterone patch instead of the cream. Do I need to take care of? Sorry, you need to take care of your hormones. Gotta love the old pendulums are coming out to play today. Oh, my favorite colors. I actually love the colors of red and green and blue. Not interesting. Has my colors changed? It's red and blue and purple, but apparently green has decided to come in instead of the purple. How fascinating. I think it's because for the wedding she has asked for a blue-green theme and sort of the blue-green from Middle Earth, and that's why I've got that on my brain now. But technically my favorite colors are those deep rich reds, like my lip color. That's one of my favorite reds. The blues are like the deeper colored blues. I'm trying to see if they're but not like Facebook blue, like not that kind of blue. More of, oh gosh, I can't even think. I don't think I have anything around me right now that has the color blue that I particularly like. More of the deeper colors of blue, and the purples again, just about any kind of color purple, really. Yeah, all those. Oh, that would be amazing. A sapphire blue, maybe not quite that dark, because I also get really, really fascinated by like those ocean blues, if you know what I mean. So there's a lot of different kinds of colors of blue in there that I love. The purples that are running around, the darker color purple in the background that's floating around at the moment, that's definitely a color of purple that I love. Yeah, fun and games. Lapis blue, yes, that feels very light. But with me going natural, letting my sparkles shine, I'm finding that other colors are coming into my wardrobe, like pinks and those lighter colors as well. And I have a gray top that I absolutely love. I've had it for years and years and years and years and years, like since well before I left New Zealand, and I still love it. I don't wear it very much, but I still love it. But yeah, the greens are starting to make a bit more of an appearance in my wardrobe and stuff. And of course, I'm always wearing my for Namu anyway. Righty-ho, Christine, progesterone patch instead of the cream. So Christine, this is for Christine, please. Truth. Would Christine's body prefer the progesterone patch? Truth. Would her body prefer the cream? Truth. Would she prefer something else? Okay, so the patch came back a yes. The cream came back a no. And as far as something else, it came back as maybe. So keep your eyes and ears open for another possibility for you to take care of your hormones. So just one other question that we're going to ask with that one is, truth, are Christine's hormones out of balance? Interesting. Truth, are Christine's hormones absolutely appropriate for where she's at in her cycle as a woman right now? As her maturity? That's an absolute big fat yes. So when I asked about if your hormones were out of balance, it was only a very, very slight yes. So it's like, it's not as bad as what you think. You just got to have some slightly different ways of managing it, and your symptoms that you are having to deal with. I would, let me just change, over to this one, because it will move a bit quicker for us. So, truth, will Christine increasing her collagen levels help with her hot flushes? It's a bit of a yes. Truth, will Christine increasing her magnesium levels help with hot flushes? That's a yes. What else is there? Peptides. Truth, will Christine increase her, if Christine increases her peptide levels, will that help with her hot flushes? That's a yes. So you're requiring some peptides, some magnesium, and some collagen. You can also incorporate things like turmeric is really good. I don't know if they ship to the States, but there's a company that does a drink here that I use because I'm a lovely perimenopausal lady. And it has those things in it. And I just have a drink of that each night. You can drink it whenever it works for you, but because I get my night sweats, I drink it at night. And it really, it's completely stopped all my night sweats of my legs and stuff, because that's really gross and disgusting. Waking up in the middle of the night with this sweat streaming off your legs, and it's like, oh, this is disgusting for me anyway. Because I'm not a sweaty person. And so when I got onto this drink, it was because of the night sweats and stuff. So that's why I drink mine in the evening time before I go to bed. And it's one of the ways I help my body to calm down. And just to know that, yeah, we're getting ready for bed. It's part of my nighttime routine. But for people who get hot flushes during the day, like if you were to drink it more in the morning, then that would be for you. but I don't get hot flushes during the day. I only get the night sweats. So it's called She Bang Women. And let me see if I can bring it up for you. Because I got a voucher the other day when I bought this the latest one of their special ones. I was like, ooh. But the voucher is here we go. So yeah, I put my order in and you guys can get it even cheaper than I did. So yay. And just for full clarity, if you guys use my voucher, then there is a little bit of a kickback from me at the other end, which is nice. So on my next order, should I choose to order again, which I probably will, but I get the peri chai latte. I did try the hot chocky one, but it doesn't have the collagen in it. And I know for me, for my night sweats, I have to have the collagen. But if they don't ship to America, Christine, then have a look at the ingredient list on the back of the peri chai latte and have a look at that and see what you've got in America that has the equivalent of that. Because those elements, you'll be able to find them in a few different things. You might even find them in a supplement called, I think it's LMNT, I think. Let me just double check. LMNT. It's an electrolyte type drink. And that will help you with your magnesium and stuff like that too. So that one could be helpful. There we go. I don't know if I haven't bought from them, so I can't honestly say how they are going to, how they would work for you for what you've got going on. But I like the She Bangs because it's specifically formulated by perimenopausal women for perimenopausal women. So yay. Yeah, they're fabulous. And I've just ordered my salted caramel. And you can drink them with or without milk. I drink mine without milk occasionally because I'm not necessarily lactose intolerant, but my body doesn't like warmed up homogenized milk. Doesn't mind pasteurized. Pasteurized is all right, but it doesn't like homogenized milk. But I can occasionally do a bit of cream with mine, but not often because my body's sort of, it's okay with cream, but it's borderline. So yeah, get onto it. Use the voucher link because that'll give you like something like $20 off, and that'll help. So thank you, Christine. I love being able to share the love. Alrighty. Miss Juanita, thank you so much for waiting, and thank you for your donation. If you'd like to put your question in now, that would be amazing. I'm so excited. Next weekend, I'm going camping again. So yay. Yay. I'm so excited. that I just can't hide. And I'm going to be camping up in the Clare Valley this weekend, like this, not tomorrow, but in 1 week time with my friend. So yay. All right. All right, let us see who is floating around. Do you have anybody specifically that you would like to hear from, Juanita? It might be a bit easier for me to go that way rather than just go, "Ooh, who's there?" Knock, knock. Let's have a look at the cards, see who pops through that way. So inviting your team in. Okay. Does your dad wish to work with these cards? Nope. Okay. I'm just curious, Juanita, did your dad have a heart attack? No. Okay. Because there was something else that popped through. So your foster dad, who's still alive, had the heart attack. Okay. Interesting. So I'm trying to tap in with your birth father rather than your foster dad. And as I do that, I'm getting a lot of tension up through the head. I'm still getting a little bit of heart stuff. It's almost like maybe he had angina and maybe he didn't, maybe that's not what got him, but it was like it was still a factor in his overall health and well-being. Right, that explains the head thing. It does. It feels like there's like just funkiness across my forehead. His head was decapitated from a motorbike. Wow, that makes sense, and that also makes sense why there's heart stuff going on. Because he would have bled to death. So poor heart was going. Wow. Okay. Thank you. So he is here. Okay, let's see what he has to say. So I was just asking, and it's totally cool if I'm not correct. I'm still practicing my mediumship skills. So thank you, Anita, for helping me to practice that. So I was just asking him because I was like, you're very quiet. Like it's almost like he's it's been a long time since his death. So I was just asking him roughly what sort of time frame, because time over there is a bit weird. And the sense that I got was it's like around that sort of more 10 to 15 years ago kind of thing. Would that be correct? When I asked if it was about 20 years ago, he said no. So I got more of a light feeling from the 10 to 15 year age bracket or time frame. Let's see what other messages he has for you. So initially, some of the stuff that's coming through now, because it's kind of like the way that I can describe this is it's like you get like a little bit of a whisper, and then the more that you tune in and the more that you ask questions and do that backwards and forwards and have that confirmation, the frequency can get a bit louder and I can hear a bit more clearly. It's kind of like they're standing way on the other side of the room and then they slowly get closer, and so I can hear better. So one of the things that he was saying just now is that he's really sorry that he's not there for you right now, like as in with you in physical form. That he's really proud of you for everything that you're doing with your family and the things that you've been through, the hardships. He wished, like the hard times, he didn't say hardships, he said hard times. He goes, yeah, I wish I'd been there for her. So he just tries to show you that he is floating around. I'm just going to ask him to back off with the heart stuff because I don't need to feel that anymore. Apparently mediumship makes me want my nose run. Isn't that fun? Okay. Oh, this is fascinating. You weren't here for the reading at the start of, like, for the collective. But out of the 5 cards that have come out from your dad to to just give you this message, and that's so funny. Oh my God. Every single one of these cards has got feathers on it. Every single one of them has white feathers. One of them has some other colors, but all of them have white feathers. So 2 of the cards that have come out in your reading was in the weekly reading for everybody, in this exact order. So it's like, and in the same positions as well. So I guess he's wanting you to hear this very loud and clear, because you weren't here at the start. So it's like, yay, now we actually get to tell her again. So to start off with, he's saying to clear your space. And I was asking him specifically, what are you talking about? And I said, are you talking about physical clutter? And he said, no. He's talking about energetic clutter. You've got some funky energies floating around your home right now, and he's asking you to clear those away, and because it's messing with your kids' heads. And he's asking you to be doing some clearing. I'm just asking him if Palo Santo will help, and he said yes. So I can give you a link for, just message me after this reading, and I will give you the instructions where to get some ethically sourced Palo Santo, and I can take you through that. So he said, please do that. It's not just for you, it's for your kids, to help clear away some of this energetic that's hanging around your house right now. Okay, let's see what he wants to say about this. All right. So he's asking you to have patience. That he said, what was the exact words you used, please? There was a specific word he used in there, and I haven't been able to come back to catch that. But he said basically, you're very impatient. And he's saying this is something that you have to work with. This is that everything is happening, and it is happening in the right spaces and time and order and all of that sort of stuff. But you have to just, it's okay if things aren't happening as fast as what you would like. He's basically, he's kind of laughing, because he's like, I get it, because I was like that too. And it's okay, but it's like, this is part of your lesson. You have to learn how to just be a lot more patient with the things that you want to create, and the directions and that you want to take, and creations and stuff like that. So just, it's okay. It's okay if things aren't happening as quick as you would like, because you have to breathe. He's asking you to breathe more, which takes you into those quieter spaces. This is also for your kids. You have to teach them how to breathe and to slow down and calm, so that they can learn how to be calm and collected, so that when they come up against things where, like, barriers or no's, or maybe they're not always getting what they want or anything like that, like, you can teach them how to breathe and calm and work through that, so that they're not going to be as susceptible when they're older to things like depression and anxiety, because they'll know how to self-regulate better. So he's asking you, please, for yourself and for their health, to learn how to do breathing. Even if you do a triangle breathing of 6, so you breathe in for 6, you hold for 6, you breathe out for 6, you breathe in for 6, you hold for 6, you breathe out for 6. If you wish to expand it out, turn it into a box breath. You go in for 6, hold for 6, out for 6, breathe and hold for 6. Okay, so you can box breathe. And it's a really good way of regulating the mind. And as I'm talking about this, I'm feeling a lot of headachy stuff happening, like across here and down into the cheekbone area. It's like Okay, what are you trying to tell me now? He said, I wish I had learned these things when I was a young lad. I'm getting a sense that when he was riding his motorbike that day, he wasn't in a very calm and centered space. That he was maybe a bit angry. Maybe it seemed like he had a disagreement with someone. He's going, I was fucking pissed off. I'm like, okay. But there's the regret there of if he had known how to calm and be centered and not just get on his motorbike and try to ride out the frustrations, he wouldn't have been in that situation and he wouldn't have died. Interesting. So the next card that we've got for you from him is moon cycles. So notice how the moon affects your energy and manifestations and capitalize upon these cycles. So what he's saying to me is when you notice the moon, I'm not just about the feathers, I'm about the moon. And he's also telling me he used to love riding at nighttime. The coolness, the air, the air is different at nighttime, he's telling me. So if you feel drawn outside on the full moons and the new moons, he's like, don't be surprised, because they were my favorite times to ride. And I don't know if he was a particularly sweary person, but I'm hearing it now. He's like, even though that was when the most fuckheads were out on the road, I still enjoyed riding when it was nighttime. You're lucky Mary Magdalene's not here, mate. She'd be buzzing your ear. The next card that we've got is to spread your wings. So do not hold back. Like, even though you have to be patient, don't let that stop you from continuing to explore your new possibilities that are all opening up for you right now. And he's right there with you. So as I said, every single card has got white feathers on it. There's that one. There's the white feathers here. The white feathers here. Moon cycles. There's lots of feathers in that one. And of course this one. The white feathers there too. And to be honest, I've not ever noticed that about these cards. So here we go. What else does he have to say? He's so proud of you with how you're going with the kids. He's so, so proud. Yeah. Wow. He has a lot of love for you. And he regrets not being able to be there. And the card that he's given you from the Yummy Pack is respect. He respects you so much for what you are doing and how you've become the woman you've become. And yes, clearing out the energies of your home will make a big, big difference to you. Okay. Is there anything else that you would like to pass on before we finish off this connection? No. He's sending you lots of love. And yes, he is looking after you. Absolutely he is. Yeah, because it's so fascinating. So many of the other cards have like got golden feathers, blue feathers, rainbow feathers, pink. And yet the cards that you chose, well, that was chosen for you, all had white. Oh dear. He's a bit of a cute one. He's a bit cheeky. Got a bit of a potty mouth. Mm-hmm. That's all right. He's allowed to have a potty mouth. So thank you. Thank you, Anita. Thank you, Anita's dad. And yeah, it was interesting. It was, yeah. Wow, cool. How did I get so lucky? Thank you for your donation, Manita, to Find You Fridays. So grateful for you, and grateful for the donation and the practice. And that's part of why I love this show, is because you guys are keeping my skills sharp, on point, and I love it. Absolutely love it. All righty, just make sure I've caught everybody now. Yeah, cool. Awesome. All right, so just because you guys are so freaking amazing, let's do a expanding out exercise before you go. So you get at least that. Then we'll do a round of the poetry gratitude readings, and then we'll do our meditation. Okay? Because we have the ability to do that today. All right. So close your eyes, take a big deep breath in, all the way down to the bottom of your belly. And all the way up. Taking another big deep breath in, bringing Mother Earth energy all the way up through your body. And as you breathe out, bringing Father Sky energy all the way down. Bring Mother Earth and the unconditional love all the way up as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, bringing Father Sky and the gratitude for everything and everyone all the way down your body, from the top of your head to the tips of your fingers and your toes. And as you continue to breathe long and slow and deep, become aware of your body, become aware of your breath, become aware of the air around you, your clothing, how your body is positioned. Expanding out your awareness in a big bubble up into the sky and down into the earth, greater than the size of the building that you're in. Expanding out your awareness greater than the size of the country that you're in. Expanding out your awareness in that lovely big bubble greater than the size of the planet. And now the solar system, greater than the galaxies, and greater than the universes. Beautiful. And if you need a bit of a reminder to help you breathe low into your belly, just place one hand on your belly, on the low part of your belly, to direct your air, your breath down there, to remind you to breathe low and slow as you focus now on your allowance. Remembering that as we focus on our allowance, we're going to take us from being that tight, contracted little pebble at the bottom of the raging river of everybody else's thoughts, feelings, and emotions. And you're going to expand out and become like a big fluffy cloud, just aware of that raging river of everybody else's thoughts, feelings, and emotions. And you're just going to float on over or past that raging river, because you can just see it for what it is, the truth of it, because you're in total allowance of it. It's just energy. It's not good or bad, it's just energy. You can choose to respond to it or not. And that's the beauty of being the light, fluffy cloud. So now expanding out your allowance from beyond your body, once again into that nice big bubble, expanding out your allowance beyond the size of the building that you're in, up into the sky, down into the earth. Expanding out your allowance beyond the size of the country that you're in, beyond the size of the planet. Expanding out your allowance beyond the size of the solar system. Beyond the size of the galaxies. Beyond the size of the universes. And now beyond the size of your awareness. Please take a lovely big deep breath in and out. And now, what number between and inclusive of 1 and 88, truth, will be of the greatest contribution to you in the next 1,000 years? Please become aware of that number. And now put it in the chat. Open your eyes and put it in the chat. So while those numbers are coming into the chat, I'm going to read to you what I got, which is very pertinent considering where I'm at right now with Master Alex, who's snoozing away over there. Serenity. Two old souls coming together to form one, living as if it's always been this way. Happiness surrounds us like a light emitted from our being. A calm has spread over me, just as the ocean after a storm. This peace I embrace unquestioningly, along with this feeling of wholeness. How cool is that? And certainly that is how I feel with my relationship with Alex and where we're at with each other. It's that. It's very calm. It's very peaceful. So, yay. Okay, Christine, you chose 74. Okie dokie. So you got, why do we fall? We fall for the wrong guy, the wrong job, wrong food, wrong drink, wrong clothes. We are looking for love, admiration, and acceptance. We fill the loneliness with distractions, people, lust, purchases, substances, when all we really desire is uncompromised love. I think that one's pretty obvious, Christine. You are asking a lot of questions of why me? And at the end of the day, what you really desire is just unconditional love. And the one person that requires that the most and the person who can give it to you is you. So you've done a lot of work. You've got a lot of tools. It's up to you to use them. Okay? You got this. You know what to do. All right? Edwina. Together in harmony. As you leave me tonight, I feel this strange feeling, one that I haven't felt in a long time. It's a feeling of peace, but also one of loss. Peace to know you'll return, and loss that you aren't with me now. I want you to know, even if I can't say it at the moment, that I care for you, and that when we are apart, I'll be thinking of you. So this is an invitation, Edwina, to your softer, gentler, vulnerable side with the people that you love and care about. It's an invitation for you to express that you truly do love those in your world, and it's okay to express those parts of you. And it's scary to feel vulnerable. I know that. I know it really well. The fear of rejection had me holding back my open heart for a really, really long time. And the fear of rejection had me doing a lot of things that I possibly wouldn't have done. You know, it really, the fear of rejection was behind why I was a people pleaser for so long. And what this is saying is, it's okay to be vulnerable. It's okay to be soft. It's okay to love. All that thing is good. It's good stuff. Allow yourself to feel it. Okay. Catherine, you got 23. Sweet M, you bring sunshine to my tears and laughter to my mouth. You are one of few who will stay with my heart and memory always. So, Catherine, this is an invitation to you to know that there are beautiful people in the world that are kind and caring and honoring and lovely, and that they can be compassionate and it's just so loving and beautiful, and that you also are that too. And the people who you surround yourself with are a reflection of how you feel about yourself. But also the people around you can encourage you to be even greater than you already are. And that's the beauty of it. And when you get the right vibe tribe, as Melinda likes to call it, magical stuff can happen. Truly, truly can. So keep being beautiful and soft and kind and compassionate and fun, because that's what makes you so special and you. All right. Melinda. Paths and fate. After all these years, could it be so? Could I still be in love? The ache in my heart says yes. The voices around me say it would be a mistake. But then I've always made my own way. I have loved another so completely, but still I love you. We have both grown in our feelings and wisdom and minds, and once again our paths have crossed. This time, I think, we need to do something to put my heart at ease. Fate is trying its hardest to push us together, and sometimes it is best to flow freely with fate. I have come to a place of peace in my life, of understanding and of patience. I feel that you have too. This may be a sign that at last we are ready for each other and that this world and the people in it are ready for us. Okay, Melinda. You're welcome, Catherine. Keep being fun and bright and bubbly and just joyfully you. I get the sense that this is still, there's that little wee twingy bit of that X floating around, you know, the one that's in spirit form. And when you get a little bit down, maybe a little bit lonely, a little bit like, oh my God, I've had such a long, hard day, and I really wish I had somebody at home to be able to cook for me or look after me. That's where the rose-colored glasses of the previous relationship are coming on, and you know, it's like, oh, he would have been here, he would have done all those things. The paths and fate was like, yeah, but that's old news. The piece, the part that actually rang the loudest for you is that you've now come to a place of peace and of understanding and of patience. And it's like this old relationship is slowly being put to rest, and it's a good thing. Yes, you were meant to cross paths with each other. Yes, you were it was fated. Yes, to all of that. And yes, it's done. It's done, it's done, it's done. And all the energies that are around us right now are contributing to that being the reality for you too. Okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you to my book. I love my poetry book. Still can't believe I created that. Still blows my brains, even all these years later. Amazing. Because when did I write that? 2017 is when that got released. All right, my beautiful ones. Let us do our meditation. Let me just see where we're going to go with that. Which one was it? Here it is. Okay, cool. All right. So this is a little bit of a special one for Edwina, but also because I know that we're all going through a period of time right now where we're possibly grieving the old ways of doing things. Even though some of the old ways of doing things are not helpful, they're quite toxic, there's still an element of grief that pops up. It's like when we go from being single to being in a couple, there's still an element of grief that actually happens with that too, of going, oh, now I have to take into account another person in my life. I don't have the ability to just go and do stuff just because I want to. And if you've been single a while, you'll know what I'm talking about. And it's there is an element of grief. So it's almost like, you know, when we have a close person to us, a loved one, who's had a long illness, and you've probably grieved for them many times over, and then they go, and there's an element of absolute relief because now they're no longer in pain, or, you know, there's a stress of dealing and being around somebody who's, you know, transitioning to the next plane of existence. So, alrighty, Melinda. Mwah. I'll see you in the morning. So yeah, this is coming from that place of looking after our beautiful hearts and enjoying the fact that we're just so amazing and we can feel so many different things. Okay. So I'd like to invite you to close your eyes once more and just check that your awareness is nice and expanded out. Take a big deep breath in. Hold for 6. And now breathing out for 6. Beautiful. And as you breathe in, just checking that your allowance is exceeding your awareness. And just holding your breath at the top. And now slowly breathing out. Do a wee scan of your body from the top of your head all the way down, just checking for any tension. And as you come across a bit of tension, just tighten that bit up just a little bit further and then relax. And then keep scanning down. Just tense it up. Any areas that you notice some tension, any niggles, any pain, just tense them up and then just breathe it out and let it relax. All the way down your arms. Through your elbows, your forearms, your wrists, your hands, your fingertips. Any tension in your belly, your heart space. Just tense them up and then let them go. We're just reminding your body and your brain that it's okay to relax. Just feeling your spine. Any spots with this tension, just tighten it up for a moment and then breathe out and just let it relax. Down into your hip space and your butt, your gluteus maximus. Just tension everything up, all through your genitals and everything. Just tension everything up and then relax. Down through your thighs, Let's just tense those thighs up just quickly. The inside, the outside, top, bottom. And now relax through your knees, through your shins and your calves. Tense up your shins, your calves, your knees. And then relax through your ankles and your feet. Just tense up your feet for a moment. Curl them round. Big breath in and then breathe out. And you're already nice and expanded out with your allowance beyond your awareness. And I'd like you to place one hand on your heart. And as you do this, I'd like you to just gently ask yourself, where am I holding on to feelings of loss and grief and sadness? Have you frozen your tears and cut yourself off from your feelings because you're afraid to face a person or a situation? Just give you a little moment to think about that. See what comes forward. Often we get very frightened of confrontation because of the fear of rejection. And now imagine that you have an angel standing next to you. And this angel has a beautiful harp. And this beautiful harp, it's playing the music. And this music makes you sway your body. And it makes you smile. And it's singing to your heart. And as you're standing there swaying to the music, you can feel with every note that is strummed on that harp, and the feeling of unconditional love is swirling around you, between you and the angel and the harp. It's swirling all around you. And as the unconditional love, fed by the music, comes to you, it starts sloughing away all of the sadness, the loss, the grief, the tears. Imagine that there is a big, beautiful ball of yellow light, and it's sitting underneath your hand, between your hand and your heart. And the music's still playing, and as the music continues to play, it's taking away and it's melting all of those areas in your body where the hurt and pain has been sitting, all that unprocessed sadness, grief, and anger. And that beautiful ball of bright yellow light is now shining over your heart, underneath your hand, It almost looks like the bright yellow light has come out of your hand. And as it moves, this bright yellow light moves over your heart space. It melts away any iciness from your heart. Any of those spaces and places where you felt like you had to be strong and in your masculine. Where you couldn't be in your vulnerability and your softness and your gentleness and your potency. That beautiful yellow light is just wrapping itself around and infusing into your heart. You've got this. Taking a lovely big deep breath in now. And as you move your hand away from your heart with so much gratitude for the healing that you have just created for yourself, imagine that you're standing in front of a full-length mirror and seeing every single part of you the way that the Divine Creator sees you. You are perfect in every single way. Every single micromillimeter of you is absolutely perfect. You are perfectly formed for you. And with that, we're going to be tickled all over by the roses. Because we know how the Marys love their roses. And they've chosen to step in, both Mother Mary and Mary Magdalene. They're here now, supporting you all in the endeavors of self-love and nurturing, and reminding you of the truth of who you truly be. Taking a lovely big deep breath in, bringing Mother Earth energy all the way up through your body, and just feeling how different you feel now. And as you breathe out, bringing Father Sky energy all the way down. And see how that energy from Father Sky can just move through all of those areas that were once frozen before. Your chest and your heart area with so much more ease. All the way through your feet and your down into the ground, bringing Mother Earth energy all the way back up. And Father Sky and the gratitude for everything and everyone all the way down. When you're ready, please open your eyes. For self-care, please have some water now. You've done some beautiful release work. And this process may have activated you a little bit more, and you might be feeling a little tender for the next day or so. Just be kind to your body. Be kind to your heart. Have a bit of compassion. And when you look at yourself in the mirror in the morning, say, Good morning, lovely. Good morning, and I love you so very, very much. Thank you for being here with me. Thank you for being the body that I chose. Alrighty, my loves. Until next time, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. Get out there over the weekend, do something tasty for yourself. I really don't mind what it is, as long as you do something for you. And until I see you next week, be bold, be brave, be beautiful, be you, my beautiful friends. And I'll see you next week. Bye-bye, my loves.